This episode of Shoes Off is brought to you by Kikoa Reserve Cellars. Come join us on our journey of aloha. Aloha kako, aloha ohana. Want to invite everybody in to take off your shoes, kick off your slippers, because we're going to talk story with the Kikoas. And today we have the Valencias, Juan Carlo and Mitsuri Valencia. Yeah. I'm Koa, and this is my wife, Brandy Kikoa. And we're going to talk today about aloha, about love, my favorite subject, and marriage and relationships. You guys, I see you guys took off your shoes. You guys getting comfortable
You got
over
some
here.
wine.
You got some
Yes.
wine,
Feeling at home.
right? Talk story. How long have you guys been married?
Wow, that feels. I think we're in the point of our marriage where it doesn't even feel like a number. It's more like chapters. We have chapters that are slow, we have some that are fast, we have some that are heavy, and then we have those beautiful ones. But if you want a number, we've been married, it'll be 22 years in September.
Yep.
Oh,
But
right.
we've been together for 25,
25.
and we've known each other for about 27.
Oh,
Congratulations, y'all.
yeah, Mike Kai, right? Congratulations.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what initially attracted you guys to each other in the
Would you
beginning?
go first?
I think it's a funny story because initially I didn't even realize it. We were friends for a while, and he had a girlfriend, I had a boyfriend, and we were hanging out. I mean, nothing, just as friends. And my mom stopped me and she goes, "What's going on here? This isn't right. He has a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend. What's going on?" And when she said that, that's where curiosity. And I was like, is there something there? And I guess the attraction came from that foundation of friendship. Just feeling safe, being able to be myself, being in a position where I could be vulnerable with someone. For me, that's where the attraction started.
I did not know that story.
Girl,
Yeah, me either.
my mom was
Girl.
watching.
It's a lot more to
saving
that
it
one.
for the good, saving the good stuff. So yeah, what attracted you? Juan?
Well, in the beginning, it wasn't really an attraction. It was, like I said, like she said, it was friendship.
Yeah.
It was cool to be with someone that I could talk to, understand it, same cultures, same different things that we could talk about, do, same music. I could say whatever I wanted with no judgment. I mean, a little judgment, but it was always all good. It was fun. It was great. And then when she brought it up to me initially, I was like, no, we need to keep this friendship. I don't want to mess this up. Well, then it got in my head, and I'm like, well, I think I do. So then I started talking to her, and then the story of that kind of changed some things, and we broke up with each other's boyfriend, girlfriend right then and there.
Oh,
So
wow.
wait. Can
Just
I
like
ask a
that.
question? What's the culture? Can we share?
Oh.
Because you said you same culture.
Yeah. So we're both Latino. So I'm Mexican. She's Panamanian.
Okay.
Both grew up in SoCal
Okay.
areas. Come to find out, our moms worked at one point at the same hospital.
Okay.
Didn't even know. We know a lot of same friends, but never crossed paths.
We met in South Carolina, but we both lived in the Long Beach area.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Because
Insane,
you're
right?
military,
We met in,
correct?
yeah, Fort
Mhm.
Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay.
Mm.
Military.
Oh, this is gonna get good.
Yeah.
These questions.
So, you guys were in the military when you guys met?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
So we were 18, and we had already finished our boot camp.
Yeah.
They had this program called Split Op where you could join in between your junior and senior year of high school. So he did his boot camp. I did my boot camp during that time. And 2-3 days after graduation, we were both shipped to South Carolina for our MOS training, which is like your military occupation training.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And that was the beginning
Do you
of
want
the
the, you want the
20-something
story?
years.
We're
right?
like, you said,
How did it happen?
We're leaning in.
So when he mentioned music, I love salsa music. I used to dance salsa in high school. I was in a little, group where we used to dance. And I went to the PX to go buy a salsa CD. And when I went, the store guy was like, "Oh, someone just bought the last one." So I'm going back to the barracks and I hear someone playing my CD. So I went over to him. He had his little CD player with the speakers going on.
Walkman back in the day.
The Walkman.
And I asked, and I told him, I was like, oh, I just went to go buy that CD and someone bought the last one. And he's like, oh, that was me. I'm like, oh, so you're the jackass that bought the last one. And he was like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait, first of all, how do you know Spanish? And we started talking and the conversation went from there. So he's like, I'll tell you what, I'll let you borrow the CD. So in my head, I'm like, ooh, I just got a free CD because I ain't never gonna see this man again. So he let me borrow the CD. And at that point, I felt like everywhere. I would go to church, he was there. I would go for a run, he was there. We just
Oh,
kept running
dang.
into each other. So at that point, we just, music is what kind of started everything. And we found out we lived by each other and it just kind of went from there.
That's interesting how the
Mhm.
universe works like that.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you
Yes.
just start seeing each other all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It was the weirdest thing, but yeah.
that's wild.
We've hung out so much and I don't know these stories.
Right, right. Well, so you were a military couple for most of your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did 22 years in the Army. I was mainly reserves. So I only did 8 years.
Ah, I see. So how, as a couple in the military, how did you guys stay rooted as a couple when your environment and your routines and your locations would be changing
I
as
mean,
part of the military?
I think for me, because we both had that military background, we kind of knew the mission and the duties and the things that you had to do. And sometimes you just got to do what you have to do, move on. You have no choice and you have to leave, but you'll always come back. And knowing that I have that person that I come back to, kind of keeps you going.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I can't wait to see her. I can't wait to be there. Tell her some of the things that we've gone through and stuff like that. I mean, she's deployed me a couple times when she was in the whole unit.
Wow.
But I know it's harder for others who one has that military and one does not because they don't understand that. So
Uh-huh.
we had that mutual understanding of, because there was times where I was back and she had to go to Korea or
Oh,
she had to
wow.
she got all the great deployments.
Uh,
But she got to go over there and, yes, I missed her, but I knew she had things she had to do. So
Yeah.
it was part of the everyday.
Yeah. I think for me, I learned really young that your relationship isn't anchored on a location. It
Mm,
isn't anchored on, a distance. It's anchored on how you feel about that person, the love, the respect, the trust. And when you anchor yourself with, in that aspect, it gives you a different perspective on the relationship.
uh-huh.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good. That's good advice.
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of the military couples out there in the different seasons and the different
Mhm.
chapters. Like you would call them chapters, right? I
Yes.
like to call them seasons, like you were talking about the many chapters. you
I
guys
call
went
it
through.
chapters because, it comes to an end, but there's that continuation. You take something away from it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You take the lessons, you take the ups and downs, and you grow from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
The stories, the journey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how throughout all the change and the movements, how do you guys intentionally reconnect
Mhm.
after things like the deployments and being
I
apart?
think we're kind of doing that right now because of our next chapter that we're going through.
Ah,
Our
yeah,
kids are older already. One's already out the nest. We
yeah,
have one more that before you know it, they'll be gone. And we're trying to do things just us.
yes,
We go and go to, like, we just came back from Kabul and, just kind of doing things for us and just reconnecting and finding ourselves of who we are now because we're definitely not the people we were then.
Mhm.
So,
yeah,
like, hey,
absolutely.
do I like you? Do you like me? Yeah, let's go out. You're doing
Aw.
that again.
Oh, that's
So,
sweet. Dating.
Community.
Yeah.
Dating,
So
Yeah.
important
yes,
to do that through
yes.
the different chapters. Because, yeah.
definitely. Being intentional with our time is a big one because it's so easy to get caught up in the routine of the day.
Yeah.
You go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, you go to bed. But being intentional, pausing, asking how that person's day went,
Yeah.
moving away from your cell phone, going out for a walk together. It's those quiet moments that I feel really helps reconnect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny.
good gems there.
I was telling her I was going to say this because a friend of ours said this to us, and it was like super profound to me. He told us, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, you know, when we're young, we go out to find that other person, that person that we can go on this journey with, the person that we can learn with, person that's going to stand by you because we don't know what we're doing. We're trying to find out who we are. We don't even know who they are. We're just going through it. And you get them for stability, you get them for growth and all that stuff. But once you get older and more established, you don't need them for that. You don't need them for, you could take care, like the whole, I could take care of myself. Well, now I'm here to, once you get to that point, you're there to actually, I love this person. I want to be with that person. All that other stuff is gone.
Yeah.
Now you have to focus on each other. And I thought that was really cool that he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
That's
a
very
good
true.
gem. Profound, like you
Yeah.
were saying. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We getting deep in here.
Yeah, I know.
With the wine,
Yeah,
the
deep, right?
poetic words and things.
Like,
Right. It's like church. Like, yes.
That's Makua Kane over there. The Brotherhood of the Grown. That's a grown man's business.
The brother. Oh,
The
goodness.
grown. I love that.
We used to
Listen,
talk about
we
that.
were talking about that earlier, y'all.
Right, that's grown man's business.
there
That's
you
why it's
go.
so poetic.
Okay.
So on that note, with the chapters and the reconnecting, how did your attraction? We talked about at the beginning,
Mhm,
friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
How
mhm.
has your attraction changed or grown? What have you noticed about the attraction through the chapters and then where you are right now?
Yeah, well, it's definitely phases that I feel like is in every relationship. At first, it's exciting. It's that physical aspect to it, right? And then that's when the trust comes, and then that's when the respect comes, and then being able to kind of like open yourselves up where you are showing your areas of weakness, showing your wounds, showing all those areas that you wouldn't naturally show someone else, and that person still shows up for you. For me, that's attraction.
Yeah.
Mm.
You done
Yes,
got that
honey.
going.
Yes, right?
Oh,
Oh, man.
that's sexy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah, how do you top that?
Right?
You can.
You can't.
So
Yeah,
he was
that's
like,
just
you like
I go
next.
What you got?
ditto.
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 Same thing.
Ditto.
Same thing.
Same.
Oh man. So seasons, chapters, right?
Mhm.
What comes to mind for the most challenging chapter or a challenging chapter that comes to mind, and how did you guys get through it? What are some of the things that you learned through that?
Mhm.
Maybe about your self discovery or
I-
whatever comes to mind.
So we actually talked about this on our way back because we were like, "Hey, what was that?" And I had one, but she brought hers in because I was tossed between two. So when we first got married, I left about 2 weeks later and didn't see her for almost 2 years.
Wow.
I was gone in Iraq, had to go do whatever out there. We would talk every day or whenever we could, and that was hard for me trying to figure that road out. But she brought something up to me. I'm sure she'll elaborate more, but which actually, that did make sense to me. When I came back, I was not my same person. You leave one, you come back different. It always is like that. And, I didn't recognize that. And that's what a lot of military have that issue when they go out for deployments or things that they have to do, or they go to certain missions or zones that they're supposed to be doing. You think you're the same, but, you're not. You're not at all. But there was issues and stuff like that I couldn't see, that my family, my wife, friends, stuff like that are like, no, you need to go get some help.
Mhm.
And it was being vulnerable enough to understand that and accept, her telling me this, then say, you know what, I'm gonna do it on my own and make sure, because I want to be the best that I can be for her, my family. I don't want to be this person. It was weird. You literally change.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you recognized it. And
Yeah,
I
I
did
did.
not
I did not at
initially.
all, though.
Not
Oh, okay.
initially.
No, but it was like things like I'm a pretty mellow guy, calm for the most part, or everything. But it was things like dumb people driving. I don't get road rage, but some of that was coming out.
Wow.
Getting
Yeah.
irritated on things that I've never gotten irritated before, or just doing things, or separating. That's a big one. You separate yourself from situations or even people. You're like, you know what? I'm fine being by myself. Then you end up being by yourself.
Start
Oh,
isolating.
And your
yeah.
isolation becomes, if you don't nip it in the butt, then you literally start being by yourself. You'll start losing those things that initially kept you sane, kept you whole. And if you don't feel it, you cut the world out is what happens.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of our vets don't, including myself. I didn't get that until I like paid attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what's going on? Because that was one of our lower chapters. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. And you held space for him.
Definitely. And
It
I
was
think that's even, lows or highs. I feel like, we're constantly evolving as humans. We're constantly changing. Who Brandy was when you first met her isn't Brandy today.
yeah.
So I think it's being intentional with creating space to love each other where you're at in that point. Taking the time to get to know that new version of your spouse, because whether it's through education, whether it's through life experiences, whether it's military, there's always that involvement going on. We're never the same person we were yesterday.
Yes.
And if you don't create space, if you don't create opportunities where you can reconnect, have those conversations, get an understanding without judging or trying to fix, I think that's a big one, especially for us women. We're always like, we won't fix him.
Yes, yeah.
And not trying to fix and just understand. I think that's really important in any relationship.
Yeah. I like what you said about meeting your partner where they're at.
Mhm.
Right. And there's choice in that. There's
Definitely.
a personal choice in choosing to meet them where they're at,
Mhm.
to grow together, right?
Definitely.
Because if you just leave it on cruise control,
Mhm.
right, it can
Yeah.
go wherever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But so there's definitely a choice and an effort, that's part of the commitment, though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful again. Beautiful.
Yes, guys. This is great. I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel so full, like, I feel so good because hearing others tell their stories, it it's kind of putting it out into the world to help others.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So there may be somebody watching or listening that says, you know what? Like, we're going through this too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they can take your story and maybe it can help them.
I hope so.
I
That's lovely.
definitely believe it,
Yeah,
And
for sure.
well, if you could speak to another military couple listening right now, right? Maybe a younger couple that are in the first few chapters.
Mm.
What are some things, or even another way to put it is, if you could talk to your younger selves, what kind of stuff would you want to give a heads up or
Mhm.
encouragement to keep going, or hey, you should watch out for this? What would you guys say?
What do you got?
I would say don't lose yourself in any relationship. Before you met this person, you had ambitions, you had goals, you had aspirations. And I feel like sometimes, and I can only speak for myself, I feel like sometimes as women, sometimes we press the pause to take care of the community in front of us, whether it be our siblings, our spouse, whatever that might look like. Every situation is a little different. But remembering those aspirations and tapping into it, I think that's what got me through a lot of his deployments and so forth. I took that opportunity to go back to school, work on myself. I even started traveling. You guys know I'm a big traveler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All the
Yeah.
things that I wanted to do, I just told myself I cannot put it on pause or else I'm going to have resentment. Because here
Uh-huh.
I am holding space, keeping the household going,
Mm.
making sure he's good, sending, care packages. I can't just pause and, not take care of myself during this process.
Yeah. Yeah, keep participating and living life. Yeah.
Definitely.
Keep putting it
And
in.
it doesn't take away. If anything, I feel like it really helps build a relationship because you're you know what you're bringing to the table. You feel fulfilled when you're sitting at that table because you're not giving anything up during the journey.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that sounds like it's important.
Yeah.
Important.
For me, I think a lot of it would be, so when you leave for certain situations, you have to check out personally. You have to check out and be this person or this thing in order to make it through life in that area. But you have to, I would tell myself that, hey, when that's done, you have to check back in. You have to come bring that intentionality back to, your loved ones, and that you're going to be there for them, and not necessarily be that person you were, but show them all the greatness that you have become
Uh,
for them. Because together, you guys, we're great, but there was a lot of situations, and to this day, I wish I would have checked back in
Mhm.
initially.
To give you guys
Yeah.
context, he was infantry for the military
Okay.
during the first years of our marriage. So
Mm.
when he was overseas, he was frontline.
Mm.
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's when you have to check out if you're going to be doing certain things, and then
Yeah.
coming back. And then that's when she was like, well, if you want to keep doing that, you can, but we can't have a family. And I'm like, well, I want to have a family.
Yeah.
And we're
I-
having
I-
babies.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I did have certain requirements before we would even consider having a family. And if this is what his goal was at that time, that's fine. It just wasn't the best time to create a family.
Yeah.
So, we waited to our late 20s to start having babies because he had goals, I had goals, and
That's
Yeah.
another thing. Definitely talk to your other half and come up with a plan together.
Mhm.
Don't just make the decision, because resentments will start quick.
Resentment. Yeah.
Very, very quick. Make that decision together. And I did too. I mean, I switched over to food service, my second part of my career, which I loved.
Mhm.
I was able to bring all the things I learned from infantry stuff to my kitchen, and it worked
Mm.
out amazing.
Well, you got your own business
Yeah.
in catering.
Yes.
Right. As a top of the line chef. Right. That
Wow.
was
Yes.
Casita Mia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love those guys. I think we got Casita Mia doing our Valentine's Day thing. coming
Yes, I
up.
can't wait.
So we
I
are
can't wait.
excited about that.
Yep. And we're going to be having our branch sister company, Dulce Mia, making the desserts for it.
Yay!
My lovely wife is setting.
Oh, see how he's giving her flowers. I just, oh my gosh.
They're meeting each other where they're at.
They
right?
are.
From the front line in combat to feeding the souls, feeding
Yes.
everybody's bellies.
Well, I might copy
filling
that.
the bellies.
That's good.
You can copy it. You can copy it.
So what a journey in the chapters you guys have been through, and now you have 2 children,
Yes.
Yes.
and one in college,
Mhm.
the other are almost to graduation. Huh?
Yeah.
So you did make the decision to come off the front lines,
Yeah.
start a family.
Yep. That was key. So definitely did that and started our new chapter and journey and went from there.
Right on, right on.
I love that.
That's
Thank
some
you
good
guys
aloha
for
there.
coming and
Yeah.
Yeah.
sharing. This is very special because, like I said, I know that it's going to get out into the world and other people are going to resonate with your story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For military couples, right, there's some really good gems in there, but all of those things can apply to all couples,
Definitely.
right? Because there's times in chapters where there's space and distance, and we have to choose to come together, choose to meet each other where we're
Where they're
at,
at,
and
yes.
then to intentionally reconnect, like you guys are doing again right now.
Yes.
What is this, like
Love it.
another like chapter 8, 12
Yeah.
reconnect?
Yep.
right?
There it
Who
is,
the hell
the
am I
reconnect
living with?
chapter.
Who
It's such a
is
good
this
it's such a good read. I lost count.
Yeah, I love it.
Right. Like keep things fun and spicy. I think
Yes.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Well, mahalo for talking story and getting comfortable and kicking your slippers off and your shoes off with us. And we're going to invite you guys again for another talk story with us. Come in and take your shoes off and get comfortable. And I'd like to say again, mahalo to Juan Carlo and Mitsuri Valencias, the Valencia family here. And,
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
okay.
This was beautiful. I just
Right.
feel so warm and inside. It's the wine.
Yes, it's hidden just right.
Right. Okay. We good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.